Cornelia, there comes a ring ring on the halo phone.
Who is it?
It is your father. I'm sorry to wake you.
I'm asleep.
Where are you? What is going on? In the background, you can actually hear fire, gunfire, and then carried on the wind, the roar of a dragon, and then a roar of a different dragon, and more gunfire. But that's just in the background, in the distance. It's just,
No big deal.
no big deal. What is going on?
Baby was dying, and I didn't know the offer would come to Tiberius. I didn't know to keep him out, and
What offer?
the shadow.
Tiberius told Arlis of the mall.
I think Arlis already knew, but more Arlis.
And he told him how it could be used, how it had been used.
Mother, when you got home, where was I?
You were in the office, not in your room.
How?
The door had been torn down, and your uncle was gone. Honey, things are going to get dangerous. You've got to get out of there. You've got to go home. I need you to. Tiberius must have driven him to it. You must get out of there. There are other powers that may be moving in this now.
No one else will.
You can't stand against that. It will destroy you. It only let you live.
I don't think that was its call. I don't think it did it.
Then, whether it did or didn't, the thing is deadly. It is dangerous. You've got to get out of there. You've got to go home. Get out of the Citadel now while you can. Please. Please. As your father, I beg you.
If I do, then you can't.
I will come. I will come. As fast as I can, I will come. I'm on my way. Please, you are all of your mother left in this world. Your uncle gave all to save you. Please, get out of there. I will come as I may. He hangs up. Arlis, the thoughts that come to you do not come from without. They are the thoughts that haunt you in your darkest moments. Did your mother die as a punishment for your actions? Is Meru suffering and dying because of you and the choices you have made? Or are there deaths, mercies meant to rescue them from what you are become? Indeed, what you've always been. You know you will fail Meru. You will hurt her. You will betray her. Because you have no strength against yourself. Would anyone care to help me? Any players that want to speak the truth to Arlis, the mistakes that he's made, the mistakes of judgment, the wrong choices, the morally questionable actions. This is your chance. He will hear you. There is no way that he cannot. If ever you felt as though you had something to say and he just doesn't listen, now, the stage is yours. And if you will not take it, you have no right to take it later. What would you say? Anyone? Rebecca? Savannah? Rachel? Boston?
You never noticed that anybody else was there for you. Pushed everyone away, even when they were reaching their hands out.
You have nothing to say?
Said it.
You have said it.
You always gave me exactly what I asked for. Never came looking for me, but at least you were easy to use when I needed you.
Damn.
And I thought the Forge Guild was arrogant. You managed to one-up them. I didn't think it was possible. The danger in knowing many things is you become comfortable knowing many things, and somehow comfortable with not knowing the things you don't know. And because you know many things that solve many problems, and that all your plans lead to a victory, you never consider if that victory is in fact a victory, or what other price it may have beyond your reach.
How can Arlis bear up under such a weight of sin?
I think he's just on whatever stair he was on, basically on his knees, kind of both hands at his side, basically like knuckles on the ground. I think he slowly looks up towards Vedic ahead of him. Shut up. I know everything you're telling me. I know it all. Do you think this is the first time I've heard any of this in my own head? These are the things I hear every time I go to sleep.
I know.
I don't know if this is the only way, but it's the only way I can see, and it's the way that appeared. I prayed, dear God, please show me the way. I have been through horrible day after horrible day, seeing this thing that can save me. And I know there's a cost. And if there is one, I will gladly pay it. But I know it can. And I know that I'm not perfect. I know that I'm broken. I know that the world is probably better off without me. I've probably made it a worse place just by being born here. I know. But I also know who my Redeemer is. And I know he wouldn't have shown all this to me without a reason. And I know that this thing is the thing I'm scared of most of the entire world is becoming a monster. Like Horn. Lightly.
Lightly. And Vedic leans close to you and he says, I've heard all these thoughts too. And his hand is on your shoulder and the room is empty except for you.
So many things he said are true. But you know the one where you messed up. What would Lang say? Lang would ask me what was taking so long. And I push his hand off my shoulder. To get the hell out of my way. Because my wife is surrounded by dragons and someone needs to help her. And it's not going to be you.
You are on your knees. How do you bear up? And that is the storyteller asking, because having told him to be gone, Vedic is no longer in the room. He has left. For now. But still, the world is dark before your eyes. You can feel the maul held within the grasp of your right hand. But if you cannot get out of this room, what good does it do?
For a second, I let my head bow again. If this is the way, show me the way. And if it's not, it's okay if I die here. And I try to reach out with my hand and just pull myself forward.
You try to claw forward, but you cannot get a grip. The ground beneath you has been torn apart. Sand and rock lie as rubble beneath your feet. And the weight is so great it feels like you are on the edge of sliding and slipping back down into the depths from which you pulled the maul. How can you bear up? You know that you cannot pay. There isn't all the wealth in the world that could pay. And you feel so weak. It would be easy to go back to where the maul lay and end there. You feel like you are on sand and it is about to slip. How do you bear up?
I do what I've always done. First I think about who I'm doing it for. I think about Meryl and then the blood being wiped away. I think about the people I've seen die so before. All the people I failed to save.
Resolution roll.
I don't know. You see that?
So one. Oh.
I see that.
Not a critical.
For a moment, you feel a man's hand take yours. You feel the sand slipping beneath your feet. But the hand would pull you up from the depths, though you cannot see. Do you trust the hand?
Dear God, show me the way, and I take the hand.
The hand pulls you forward, only for a moment. And it was as it were, grip forearm to forearm. But it slips at a certain point as you your momentum goes from falling backward to moving forward. Your fingers gently releases you, and your fingers slip by. And for an instant, it is as though you feel a wound, and then the hand is gone. And your hand closes over the first step that you carved, and you pull yourself up from the pit and reach the steps to the lift. You may attempt to stand if you wish.
I do, and as I do so, I want to glance back at them all.
It is in your hand. It looks as once it looked. The lie of its presence shown. But you know it is a lie. But the steps before you lead up to the doors of the lift. Beyond the lift, which no music plays in it, the doors open.
So that Meg struck the speaker.
Yes. The doors open, and a very frightened Master Pallant Knight is standing there. You see in his eyes an instant when you realize that he has been told to stop you. But you also see him shrink from your presence and press himself against the wall, getting out of your way.
And as I walk by, I just say, good man, and make my way
out. You pass by the door ward.
Probably covered with dirt, I imagine.
Yeah, you look worse for wear.
Great.
Yeah.
But you pass the first door ward, you cross the courtyard, you reach the second door ward, who is still standing there holding your horse's reins.
Thank you. Take the horse.
You're welcome, sir. And you mount up. And it is but feels like a few short minutes later that you are riding up to the gate of the citadel.